Well, I'd like to welcome you, Noah, back to the 5th grade. It's so great to have you here to be able to talk about your play, A Bully Problem. So, do you know what inspired you to write the play about bullying?
We had multiple bullying assemblies, and I'm sure you guys have had them too, and people come and perform. And I always liked them, but I always thought that a lot of times they weren't really that realistic because they were written by, people who weren't, weren't in 5th grade. So I thought that I could maybe write one that seemed like I could, someone our age could relate to it a little bit better. And so that's really what inspired me, was to make a kind of realistic and, a play that someone who's in 5th grade can relate to.
Can you remember what you enjoyed about writing your play in the process?
I just thought it was a really cool opportunity to really, to just write a play, because it's something that you see, and it's a big part of my life. I used to go to the movies, I've seen shows, so it's I guess my favorite part of writing it was really the idea of just getting to sit down and write something that was really realistic. And you spend a lot of times, you're never going to have to write a book report again, but you're certainly going to have to go, and you're certainly going to see shows, and it's going to be a big part of your life. So.
How did you decide that Bill had a reason for bullying rather than just he felt like it? Like, to think really about the bully's perspective? Do you know what made you come up with that?
I guess it added a certain dimension that, again, that's the don't judge a book by its cover thing. Was it really brought that message out, because I think that sometimes we see the bully victim as the victim, when really the bully can also be a victim that's also going through something. So I think it added kind of a different dimension to it, and I think it made it a little bit more interesting, and it also made it realistic, because a lot of times you see, when you watch stuff on TV about bullying, often the bully is also going through something as well.
What advice do you give to anyone who's being bullied now?
I would say, hang in there. It certainly, gets better, and it just, always like yourself, and always know who you are. I think is the most important thing, because you can't control what other people are going to do or think, but you can always control what you think and how you think about yourself. So I think it's always important to stay positive.
That's great advice. And what would you hope that an audience would walk away with after seeing or reading your play?
I guess the real message is, one, there's kind of a deeper, you can't really judge a book by its cover. There's, some people might act a certain way because of a certain event in their lives, not making it okay to be a bully, but sometimes you have to, understand that they're not necessarily a bad person, or they might be just going through a tough time, and sometimes that's the way it is. And then also, I guess, as from a bullying perspective, a bully's perspective, you don't have to be friends with everyone, but it's important to be friendly, and I think that's really the message that I wanted people to walk away from, is that it means a lot to someone when you act nicely, even if you're not necessarily friends with that person.